Hey everybody, so we just finished our Runner's Core series on balance training concepts. Now we're going to move on to another very important series. We're going to move on to flexibility training concepts. So flexibility, when I think of flexibility, the very first thing that I think of is like gymnasts or ballerinas who can lift their legs all the way up past their heads or do the splits, to even being able to bend over and tie your shoes without bending your knees, or being able to scratch the middle of your back. I know we've all seen those very large bodybuilders who just can't scratch their back. So these are all different types of flexibility. Now, flexibility training, however, is a multifaceted program. Okay, so it's not just that static stretching. There's many different aspects to it. So we're going to go in to several different concepts within flexibility training. We're going to discuss them, we're going to talk about how to use them. There'll be videos on how to actually do them, and we're going to talk about their benefits and their applications and when to do them in your training program. So stay tuned, we're going to have a bunch of different video series for this, and I know you guys are going to get some benefit from it. So first, let's discuss the actual importance of flexibility. So it's not just being able to tie your shoes without bending your knees, or being able to reach that scratch on your back that just urgently needs to be itched, okay? It's a lot more than that. Flexibility, it reduces pain in the muscles and the joints. It increases the actual elasticity of the muscles, so it improves sports performance. Being flexible allows you to recruit more muscle fibers for each activity that you need to do. So you actually need to be flexible to do the maximum amount of muscle recruitment. Flexibility also improves the neurological impulses that are going to your muscles. So basically your brain tells your quad that it has to do something, and if you're more flexible, those nerve impulses reach that muscle at a faster rate, they reach it more efficiently, and you can then recruit more muscles. Okay, so that's just a very broad overview of all the flexibility benefits. You know, it improves range of motion, as we all know, it reduces pain, it improves sports performance, it improves muscle recruitment, it improves neurological impulses, all those things that I've already mentioned. Now, in order to train to be flexible, there's multiple concepts that you can use. Today we're going to talk about self-myofascial release. Okay, a lot of us know that as foam rolling. So before we get into that, what is the fascia? All right, so the fascia is a sheath of connective tissue that lays over the muscle. It's typically made out of collagen, and like you guys have probably noticed that your muscles feel tight, the fascia can also feel really tight. When the fascia is tight, the muscles are not nearly as flexible as they should be, and they can't function as well, and it's this very long, progressive, downward spiral of functionality that we get when we have tight fascia. So self-myofascial release actually reduces that tightness of the fascia on the muscle, which can help improve muscle imbalances. So if you have one leg that feels a lot stronger than the other, you might have some tight fascia there, okay? And any of these concepts with flexibility training can help improve muscular imbalance. So for self-myofascial release, we're talking foam rolling for most of us, okay? So there are so many different tools available from foam rolling. You have long tubes like this that, I don't know if you can see, it has little nubs on it. This is actually a PVC pipe. So this is a very rigid foam roller. You have foam rollers like this. Again, it's got nubs on it, but it's totally foam, so it's a much softer density. This one is another foam, but it's a much firmer density, so you can't squeeze it as much. There's these special ones that are just for your feet. So this is basically like roller skate wheels on a medium density foam. And then you can even use things like this. I call this my little bean, but you can use things like this where you get a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, and that can also be used for myofascial release. And then finally, we have this lovely torture device called the R8 roller. It's basically a bunch of roller skate wheels on a spring-loaded device here. Now, how do we foam roll? So basically, you're going to take one of these items. I usually suggest starting with a lighter density foam, so something that's not quite as hard first. And you're going to roll it over the area of concern, just like you were giving yourself a massage. When you find an area of tension, so this can be an area of pain or pressure that is more increased than any other location of the muscle. It's like when you're getting a massage and the massage therapist finds a knot. So that's the same thing. You're looking for a knot, you're looking for an area of pain or pressure. Hold that foam roller there for about 30 seconds or until you feel a release. Now you don't want to hold it to the point of excruciating pain. Nothing in the flexibility training concepts that we're going to talk about I don't want any pain at all, okay? You hold to a point of resistance, you roll and put pressure until a point of resistance, not to a point of pain. This is supposed to make you feel better. So you'll hold that foam roller there for about 30 seconds. You may find some benefit moving slightly below and slightly above that point of pain as well. And then you continue on your foam rolling journey of whatever body part you have. Foam rolling is fantastic. You can do it prior to exercise as part of a dynamic warm-up routine. You can use it as a cool-down routine to help release any fascia tightness that's occurred during your workout, and you can do it throughout the day. Foam rolling is a wonderful thing to do prior to workout. It will help reduce any sort of muscle imbalance. It will improve flexibility without compromising the ability of your muscles to contract. So it's a really great warm-up tool to use. You can use it, you can do your whole body, you can do just your calves, if your calves are tight, just your glutes. The only thing that we do caution is be very careful with foam rolling around any joints. So that means your shoulder joint, your actual hip joints, and your actual knees. There can be a lot of nerve bundles there, so it may feel like you have a point of resistance or a knot there, but really you're just pressing on certain nerves. So we want to stay away from foam rolling any joints in particular. Keep it to the bellies of the muscle, okay? A couple of other, there's things to be cautious of. We typically don't foam roll the mid part of our back. We'll foam roll where our rib cages are, and we'll foam roll our lower back, but kind of the midpoint where there's not a whole lot of stability there. We don't typically foam roll that. You want some more structure behind there. You can go over it lightly, but don't press and hold. Another important concept is there is a lot of mixed reviews or research about foam rolling your IT band. As runners, I know we've all known somebody who's had IT band syndrome, or we've had IT band syndrome ourselves. That is a very, very common running injury. And the research is totally split. You'll have some people who say, oh, you gotta foam roll your IT band. It's great for you. It will help cure your IT band syndrome by loosening up the fascia on that IT band. And then you have people who are the exact opposite that say it's supposed to be tight. The fascia around it's supposed to be tight. Do not foam roll. So it really is going to depend on what feels good for you. If you do choose to roll your IT bands, do not put a whole lot of weight like we talked about at your hips or at your knee, and put a very, very light pressure on that IT band, okay? If it hurts, stop. It's not supposed to hurt. None of this is really supposed to hurt. It's supposed to feel good. You may feel some pressure, but if it feels very painful, like a deep tissue massage, you are no longer doing self-myofascial release, you are doing a deeper muscle tissue massage. And that's not what we recommend for prior to exercise, okay? If you want to do that at the end of your day, by all means, go ahead and do so. Just be very, very careful, like we mentioned with the IT band, since there is no general consensus of what we should do about that, okay? If it feels good for you and it improves your flexibility, go for it, I think. But if it hurts, try it once or twice. If it doesn't yield any beneficial results for you, then don't do it. That's how I basically interpret those research findings. So that is about it. We are going to go over on our next video different techniques for foam rolling, different locations to foam roll as well, and how to use these different devices. So, moral of the story is foam roll as much as you like, foam roll before you work out, foam roll after you work out. Be careful around your joints and use it as part of your recovery, your warm-up, and your maintenance flexibility training routine. All right, guys, I'll talk to you next week. Bye.